Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's going to be a real crappy weekend this weekend. Didn't know what to do, and I figured, you know what? It's going to be cold enough to where we could do kimchi. Yeah, kimchi. I love kimchi, and I've been buying it, already made. But you can make it. It's real easy. It's kind of lengthy, but it's easy to make. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to make some kimchi. Kimchi is healthy. I think it's tasty, but, there's people in my family who don't like it. So, anyway, so let's get started. What we need to do first is clean the cabbage. So, when we cut it in half and just take it right at the core, and then just like pull it apart. And we're going to quarter this. So I'm going to wash this and then I'll be back. Okay, so my cabbage is washed. And what I have here is about a cup and a half of salt, kosher salt. I mixed my kosher salt with some sea salt. Just because. And what you want to do is you want to salt all your cabbage. So you sit here and you sprinkle in the leaves. And then you set it in a non-reactive bowl. When they say non-reactive bowl, basically what they mean is don't put it in a metal bowl. And you do that with each part of your cabbage. Now, what we're doing here is we're trying to get the crispiness out of the cabbage. We want it to be able to bend without snapping. So. This process is going to be a couple hours. You're going to let it sit for a couple hours, and you're going to turn it like every 30 minutes or so. And you'll see that the salt's going to be drawing out the water. So let me get this all salted, and we'll be back. Okay, so you'll see that I used most of that salt. I didn't use all of it, so I probably used a cup. I measured out more because I was afraid that I wouldn't have enough. But these will be sitting for 2 hours, and you'll see that it's going to draw out the moisture. Every half hour, we're gonna just turn them, get them moving. And at the end of 2 hours, we're gonna try to fold it without it snapping. If it snaps, then it needs to go longer. If it just folds and it's kind of rubbery, that's what you want, believe it or not. So while this is sitting, we're gonna prep the rest of our vegetables. Okay, so I have all my vegetables here clean, peeled, carrots and daikon peeled. And we want to matchstick cut. So what you can do is just cut little slices that are thin. And then once they're thin, so all you need to do is cut them like that. This is basically what you want. Matchsticks. So we can put those in the bowl. Now these are all going to go into the paste that we're going to make. And you know what? I did forget one ingredient. Red pepper powder. You're going to need about a cup of this for mild, 2 cups for more spicy. But it's got to be a fine grind, and you get this in an Asian market. You can even order this online. And that's what we're going to do with the Daikon. For the carrots, you want to cut them to length, and then you want to make little planks out of them. And once you have those planks, then you can make thin matchsticks. So thin planks like this. And then you can make little matchsticks. Scallions. Now with the, I've never used the mustard greens before, but what I am going to do is, if it's going to have a thick spine in it, I'm going to take that spine out. And I'm just going to, I'm not going to chop it fine, I'm not going to chop it coarse. I'm just going to chop it medium. And I think this is more than enough. So that's probably a cup or 2 packed vegetables. Okay, so it's been a half hour, and I'm gonna kind of divide this a little bit more. And you can see that there's water already drawing out. And that's what you want. Put this here. And turn this over. This one's got a lot of water in it. Now don't be concerned with the salt because this is going to get rinsed later. Okay, so we've been at this for about 2 hours. And you can see how it's nice and wilted. You can fold it over, it doesn't snap. This is what you want. So that's exactly what you want. I got one here that's actually probably better than the rest. We're going to rinse these and then soak these because now we want to make sure that it's not too salty. So any of this juice you might want to save for the final jarring, because if there's not enough liquid, we need to make sure that the liquid comes up over the over the cabbage when it's in the jars. All right, so I'm gonna rinse these, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I rinsed each of the cabbage sections. I rinsed them well, and now they're soaking. So we're gonna let them soak for about an hour. And in the meantime, we're going to make the base for the kimchi paste. Okay, so what we have here is 3 cups of water. If you can use bottled water or filtered water, that would be better. And to this, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of rice flour, or if you don't have rice flour, you can use regular flour. And I'm going to heat this up until this dissolves. We're going to make a base for the kimchi sauce that we can spread all over the cabbage. So we're going to bring this up to a light boil, and then we'll be back. Okay, so this is heated up, and the flour, the rice flour, is well incorporated. Now we're going to add that 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. And we're going to cook this until it thickens up and it's shiny and silky and pasty. This whole process shouldn't take more than like 10 minutes. Alright, so this is just now starting to come to a boil. I've been standing over it, stirring it, and you can see how it's kind of thickened. And that's pretty much what you want. Alright, that's where I want it. So you'll see it nice and thick. So now we're going to set that aside. That's going to have to cool. So while the liquid is cooling, we're going to make the other part of the paste. All right, we're going to take that onion. That's a half an onion. That's equal to about a cup. We're going to take that garlic and ginger. We're going to put it in here, and we're going to blend this until it's smooth and uniform. And you'll see we have like a paste here. Okay, so this has been soaking for, it was rinsed and then it was soaked for about an hour and a half. So now we're going to just get rid of all the water. And we're going to do it this way. We're going to take it and just squeeze the water out of it. All right. We're going to take that onion, garlic, and ginger mix. We're going to put it in the bowl. All right. Now we're going to add that liquid mixture, the water, sugar and flour. Mix that up. I'm going to start with 1 cup. I'm going to put about 1.5 cups in. 1.5 cups. And you'll see that this is going to get thick and pasty. That's what you want. Okay, now comes fish sauce. So fish sauce. I'm gonna start with a couple tablespoons, because this stuff can be kind of strong. Okay, it's 2 tablespoons. You know what? I can actually use a little more. So that'll be 3 tablespoons. These are the vegetables that I cut up earlier. I'm not sure if I'm going to use all of them. So let me start with most of those daikon, most of those carrots, most of those mustards, and most of those. Okay. Put some more of those mustards. It's not too bad. And more of those daikon. I use most of that stuff. So what we're going to do is once this is all mixed together, we're going to put it in the cabbage. Traditionally, kimchi is placed in clay pots, which are called unjis. I'm using one of these larger pickling type glass jars, and I'm going to put them in there for the fermenting process, and then after it's fermented for a couple days, then I'll transfer it into other jars. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, notice I put gloves on, we're just going to take this mixture and we're going to place it and massage it into the cabbage. You want to cover all of it. And that goes in here. By the way, the jar has been cleaned and sanitized. After I washed it, I wiped it down with some isopropyl alcohol, because I want to make sure that it's as clean as possible. So I'm going to take care of this and then we'll be back. All right, so I've got the kimchi in here. I've packed it down as much as I could, which is what you want to do. But you also want to make sure that it's covered with liquid. So here's some of that brining liquid from the salting process that I saved. I'm going to put a little bit of that in here, just so it comes up and brings the volume up and everything stays covered. I'm going to clean this up and find a place for it to sit, and that's pretty much it for now. All right, so we need to find a way to keep this submersed. So I got this piece of plastic that I use for pickles. And we're going to put this in. And that pretty much keeps everything submersed. So now this is going to sit for about 3 days, and every day you're going to check on it. You're going to press down on it, get any air bubbles out of there, and then after about 3 days, then you're going to jar it up and put it in the refrigerator. It'll be good for up to 6 months. All right, so there you have it. There's kimchi. It'll be done in about 3 days, and kimchi is fantastic. It's healthy. I hope you try this. I know it's a lengthy process, but you know, you get one of those cold, dreary days. You know, it takes I don't know, 4 or 5 hours altogether. It's not a big deal. I love doing this stuff. So anyway, I hope you like this, and thanks for stopping by. This is John Campo, the Not So Neat Chef. Bye.